Hi everybody, welcome to Core Kensington Online. I'm going to take you through a morning mobilizer Pilates workout. Just a quick 30-minute workout that will get your body moving and ready for the day. I'm going to be using a pair of weights, small weights. You don't have to use the weights, you can omit them. And I will give you a modification for many of the exercises, okay? So we're just going to start mobilizing the shoulder joints. Place your hands on your shoulders. You're going to lower the elbows, lift them up and trace a big circle. This is a breathing exercise as well. So you're going to breathe in through the nose and exhale through your mouth. I want you to feel like you're breathing out through a pursed lip, as if you're breathing out through a straw. And do that 5 times. Breathe in through the nose, close your mouth, and breathe out through a pursed lip. 2 more like that. Inhale forwards and exhale back. Last one. Allow your shoulder blades to move along with your shoulders. And now let's reverse that. So you're going to go back, lift the shoulders, and then forwards. The whole shoulder girdle is moving, and do it nice and slow. The slower you go, the better. Remember, you're just trying to bring synovial fluid to the joint, get that shoulder joint to lubricate, and move for what's coming. Okay, last one. Inhale, lift up, back, and around. Now, lower your arms and lift one arm up to the ceiling. We're going to side bend. You're going to walk your fingers along the mat, get taller, and side bend to whichever side you prefer. Make sure you don't collapse. Come back taller, lengthen the spine, and place the hand down. Let's do that on the other side. So lift your arm, take a deep breath in. Now feel like you're growing into the space above your head. You're going to feel like you're tracing your fingertips against the ceiling and walk your hand away. Come back nice and upright and place it down. Repeat. Deep breath in, breathe out, reach. I'm going to hold you there for a count. Take a deep breath in. Feel like you have pockets on your ribs here and they're opening. And you lift up and place it down. Again, breathe in, lift your arm. Breathe out, side bend. Walk your fingertips along on the mat. Come up taller, lengthen, and down. Last one on each side. Breathe in to reach. Breathe out to side bend. Your sit bones are equally loaded. They're heavy on the mat. And down. Here's your last one. Breathe in, lift. And breathe out, up and over. Come back nice and slowly. And place the arm down. We're going to move on to side lying. Okay, so lie down on your side. For this exercise, you can take your weights or no weights. You can have your hand behind your head like creating a pillow, or you can have both arms in front if your neck bothers you. I'm in a neutral spine in the center of my mat. I'm not tucking my tailbone. I have that nice curvature, and I have a gap between my waistline and my rib cage. I'm going to take both weights in my hands and try to hover the bottom arm. As I breathe in, I lift my arm, and as I breathe out, I'm going to rotate, place my hand on the mat, and look at the weight behind me and reach. Deep breath in at the top, and now use your abdominals to bring the weight back. If this is uncomfortable, remember, drop one weight and place your hand behind the neck, cradling your head. This is the second variation. So you rotate as far as you can. Whoa, that's really taking me. So I have to really connect my abdominals to bring that weight back. Let's do that 3 more times. Going back to the first variation, for those of you who have 2 weights, inhale to lift. As you breathe out, rotate. Don't let that back arm touch the mat. You can let your shoulder rotate as far as you can, but hover your arm so you're not collapsing, and then bring it all the way back. Let's do 2 more like that. I know my knees are lifting up a bit. Try not to lift your knees off the mat. So keep those knees grounded as you rotate. Deep breath in, hold it there, and exhale. Fantastic. Last one. Inhale to lift your arm. Exhale to rotate. Breathe in at the top, expand your arms, place that right shoulder, that back shoulder on the mat, and bring it all the way back. Great, let's swing the legs around, or you can just turn around. I'm going to swing my body around so you can see me again. And here we go. My arms are in front. I have a 90-degree angle at the hip, and I'm going to lower my head on the mat, lift my arm up to the ceiling, trace it with my eye line, so I'm looking at the weight and slowly rotating. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Bring it back. Notice I didn't place my back hand on the mat. I'm hovering so that you don't have this shoulder going back. It's that same relationship, and you're moving your torso rather than your arm. And then return it back. Let's do 3 more so we complete 5 repetitions. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to rotate. Breathe in at the top. And exhale back. You can always use a pillow or a cushion under your head if this is an uncomfortable position for your neck. And let's do 2 more. Rotate as far as you can. I'm trying to put my back shoulder on the mat without touching the back weight. And back. Here's the last one. Inhale to lift the arm. Breathe out to rotate. A deep breath in, hold. And bring it all the way back, contracting your abdominals. Great. Let's move on to a hip roll. So for this exercise, you're going to be lying down on your back. Your knees bent, your feet flat on the mat, and you can have a pair of weights in your hands. I'm just going to set myself up so you can see me. My knees are hip distance apart. My feet are tracking. So you want to make sure that your knees are not opening or your feet crooked. Everything is tracking like rail tracks running through your legs, hip, knee, and ankle. I'm going to have a neutral spine here. So notice I'm not jamming my back against the mat. I have a natural curve. And my arms are going to lift up to the ceiling. And I'm going to open my arms. And as I lower the arms, I roll my hips up to the ceiling. And then I roll one bone at a time. Once my tailbone hits down to neutral, then I lift my arms and I'm going to do another circle. Lift, breathe in, breathe out to circle around. Once I'm here, you can place your hands down and roll, or you can hover your palms off the mat. When I'm here, I'm in a long bridge, forming a bridge from my knees to my armpits. My ribs are flush. I'm not popping the ribs out. They're flush, but my hips are as high as I can. Do you see that? So it's an opening of the hip joint, and then roll one bone at a time and lift the arms for another circle. Again, breathe in to lift. Only go as far over your head as you don't pop your ribs. Rather than sunbathing at the beach, you want to have that connection on your rib cage. Open the arms. Once you're here, you can roll the spine up. And then one bone at a time, really peel the spine down onto the mat and lift your arms up again. Let's do a couple more. There, circle around. Now we're going to flow and lift and roll down and lift again. Circle it again and roll the spine up and roll it down. Now we're going to move on to the ab prep. Back to neutral spine. Notice my pelvis is not tucking under and it's not hyperextending. It's in its nice, comfortable position. I'm going to go back to that arm circle. Reach the arms by your ears. Open the arms to the side. And once your arms are by your side, you're going to head nod and flex your spine up and hover the weights off the mat. Notice again, I'm not tucking. Do you see that? That tailbone is neutral. Pelvis neutral. Lift your arms. And once my arms are here, I'm going to reluctantly lower the head and shoulders with my arms by my ears. Open the arms to the side again. And as you breathe out, come up and reach. Notice my head. I'm looking towards my stomach, towards my abdomen. I'm not looking up. I'm going to lift my arms by my ears. I'm still looking at my abdomen. I'm not looking at the weights. And then resist it down. Again, breathe in to open. Breathe out to flex. Breathe in to lift. And slowly release it down. Let's do two more. Inhale, open your arms. Breathe out to flex. Whatever your wrists do, make sure it's a nice, comfortable wrist position. I'm here still. Now resist, 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 resist. Last one. Full flexion. Don't be afraid to flex your spines as high as you can without tucking, without compromising the pelvic position. Lift your arms by your ears and slowly release it down. Let's do that in tabletop. Now I'm going to imprint by shortening the space between my ribs and my hips. So I'm not in neutral. I'm going to gently imprint. Pick up one leg into tabletop and the other one. Arms over the head. Circle around, flex up, lift by the ears, and lower. We're going to flow from here. Breathe out, flex. Inhale, lift. Breathe out, lower. 3 more. Breathe in, open. Exhale, come up. Inhale, lift. And down. Last 2. Breathe in, open. Flex up as high as you can. Reach those fingertips away from you. Lift up and stay, 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 stay. And then release it down. For the last set, inhale, open, breathe out to flex, lift up, hold it here, release the torso down, place the feet down on the mat, and lower your arms. So we're going to mobilize the spine into our breaststroke prep. So if you place your weights on the side, you won't need them for the next exercise. We're going to flip over and lie down on our fronts, hands outside your shoulders, and you're looking towards the mat. My legs are together. They can be together or apart if you have tight hip flexors. I'm going to have my knees together, hands look at where my hands are. I'm going to glide my elbows down towards my body, and I start looking down towards the mat. I'm going to breathe in to prepare. As I breathe out, I imagine I have a marble in front of my nose, and I'm rolling it away to lift my head and shoulders. Breathe in at the top, and breathe out to release it down. Let's do that one more time. Take a breath in. Abdominals connect. I draw my abdominals in. Notice how my neck is following the curvature of my upper back rather than that. Rather than like being at the hairdresser getting a shampoo, you don't want that. You want to keep that long neck behind you and down. If you have very rounded shoulders and you're not able to pick up your head and shoulders, you may need to put a cushion under your abdomen to lift your body up a little bit. Or 2 cushions. Deep breath in, breathe out, lift. As I'm here, I have no weight on my palms or my elbows. I'm light as a feather. I should feel all the work on my mid and upper back. Release it down. Nothing on my lower back. Again, breathe out to come up. Inhale the top and exhale down. Last one. In, exhale, come up. Inhale, hold. And exhale, release it down. Now, I'm going to stay in this long position and just hover my torso and palms off the mat. Do you see that went? Now I'm going to release it all the way down. Again, breathe out and pick everything up in one piece. I'm not very lifted. I'm not up here. I'm in a long dart-like position and release it down. Let's do a couple more there. Breathe out to pick it up, opening the shoulders. The shoulders are not up here. They're just back, retracted slightly, and slightly depressed. And release it all the way down, just slightly again. Lift up. Now, if you're somebody that has very depressed shoulders, you might need to lift them up a bit. And down. So you want to be in a neutral alignment of the scapula. Come up, hold it there for a second, and down. Now, if you want to follow me for the next bit, you can. Otherwise, stay with this first variation. I'm going to pick up the head and shoulders and palms, and then I'm going to glide my arms along the mat and reach like Superman over my head and bring it back in 3 times. And go 2, bring it back. 3, bring it back, and place everything down. Repeat 5 times. Come up into a hover, only a hover. Contract your abdominals and reach 1, and bring it back in. Reach 2, and in. Reach a 3 and place everything down. We're going to do 3 more sets. Are you ready? Here we go. Pick up everything. When you reach your arms over your head, allow your shoulders to come up, your scapula to upperly rotate. You're not sliding them down and then slide them down. So when you lift, your shoulders come up. When you lower, your shoulders slide down and then release. Last 2. Come up into a small hover. You should be fatiguing on your mid and upper back. Nothing absolutely on your lower back. If you feel anything on your lower back, you may need to put a pillow or a cushion under your abdomen. One more time. Come up and hold as slow as you can. If you're going ahead of me, that means you're going too fast. I'm trying to go as slow as I can. Reach. Last one. Fantastic. Place everything down. That's a great exercise if you spend time in front of your computer or your phone. All day. So you're going to round the spine and flex into a shell stretch. When I'm in a shell stretch, it's a little bit different than a child's pose where you're here collapsed. My chest is away from my thighs and I'm rounding. Do you see that? So I'm not collapsing. And then from here I roll up one bone at a time into upright. Let's move on. So let's have a seat again. Your knees are bent, your feet flat on the mat. And your feet can be together, knees together, if you want to work your inner thighs, or apart if your hip flexors are very tight. You can always sit on a pillow or a cushion again. We're going to move into a half roll back. So you're going to round the spine from here, arms in line with the shoulders, and flex your whole spine. You can always use a pair of weights. So round your spine like a C curve, and you're going to roll back and turn the palms up. Just half. Do you see my feet are flat on the mat? They're not lifting. And I'm going to round forwards again. Again, breathe out, roll back, and round forwards. Just do about 5 of these. Roll back and round. Remember, you can omit the weights at any point. And one more, roll back and round forwards. Now stretch your legs and do that the same way. Roll back halfway and round forwards. And roll back. Tailbone rocks under and forwards. Again, notice my legs are not lifting off the mat, so I don't have that hip flexor grip.
So you may need to go a smaller range than I'm going on if you're lifting your knees. Last 2. Roll back. My legs are apart and my toes are facing up. Last 1. Roll back. Good. Now we're going to sit up tall and open the arms to the side. You may need to bend your knees or sit cross-legged in order to sit in a neutral spine. The goal is to work in neutral and not in a flexed spine, because your deep stabilizing muscles switch off when you're collapsing. You're going to lift up as tall as you can. Sit on a cushion, on a Swiss ball, on anything you need to sit neutral. And you're going to rotate 3 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and back to center. Rotate as far as you can. Reach 1, expand your arms. 3 and center. Notice I'm initiating the movement from the base of my spine, not from my shoulders. It's not my arms moving, it's my waistline moving. My arms come with me for the ride and center. 2 more. Breathe out. 1. Make sure that you're not tilting or leaning away from your rotation, right? Again, feel your sit bones equally loaded. Expand your arms as much as you can. Last 1 on each side. Expand those arms. Do you see where I am? I'm not here. I'm really expanding. 2 and 3. And last 1. Try to keep your legs from moving and breathe in. Now you're going to rotate to one side and hold. I'm going to turn the palm down and reach across my small toe. I'm going to roll up 1 bone at a time back to that rotation. Remember where I am. And then center. Other side. So I'm going to twist as far as I can. Reach, reach, reach. Then I'm going to turn that back palm only down and reach across my small toe. I'm going to articulate the spine 1 bone at a time. Sit upright again. Reach, expand even more before you come back to center. Remember, you may need to bend your knees. Inhale, or even sit cross-legged. This is your variation, cross-legged. Reach, lift up, and 1 more on each side. Rotate, flex, lift up. Last 1, rotate, reach, flex forwards, lift up, and center. Bring your arms straight down. Good, let's move on to a full roll-up. Here we go. Extend your legs, knees together, ankles together, and your toes are facing up. You don't have to have weights. I'm going to start in a rounded position. Notice here, I'm not hinging, but rather rounding. And I'm going to roll back 1 bone at a time. As I roll back, notice my legs should not move. And then reach the arms over the head. Here, my ribs are flush. I'm not popping my ribs out. I'm going to lift my arms, flex the spine, reach over the feet, and round. Roll back again, and roll all the way down. I will give you a modification for those of you who are not able to roll up easily. So you can bend 1 knee, reach your arms, hold onto the leg, and just get over that lower back tightness and flex forwards. Roll back and change leg, and then just hold onto the leg, rock your pelvis under, and reach over the head and stretch your arms. Okay, so that's your second variation. If you have tightness on your lower back and you're having trouble rolling up, reach forwards, roll back again, bend that knee, get through the lower back, and reach over the head. I'm going to do 2 more variations with my weights with the original variation. Inhale, lift, breathe out, flex, rounding the spine, roll back slowly. Remember, the slower you go through your lower back, the more challenging it is. And reach. Last 1. Notice my hips are not moving as I roll up. Ideally, I don't want to move my legs, right? Flex the heels. We're going to finish on our backs. The ankles are flexed, and slowly reach and circle your arms around for a 1-leg circle. Place your hands down. You may need a pillow under your head for this exercise. If your head is extending that way, you should be able to look straight up to the ceiling. For the next exercise, your intermediate variation is with your legs straight. If you're able to maintain a neutral spine, if you have tightness on your hips or hamstrings, you may need to bend your knees to maintain a neutral spine. You should be able to post a letter under your between your lower back and the mat. So I'm going to open my arms to the side and circle the leg around and lift 5 times. This is your variation for tight hip flexors and hamstrings. This leg is not moving at all. 1 more, and then I'm going to reverse. I'm going to show you the variation with long leg. Circle 1. Remember, the circle is on the ceiling rather than going down here, right? A perfect circle on the ceiling and around. Don't forget to go right, left. Last 2. 4. I'm trying not to move this leg. And 5. Then you can replace with the other leg. And here we go. Go for 5. Remember, it's not about the movement of the leg, but the stability of the of the upper back. I'm sorry, of the lower back and pelvis. 2 more. And 1 more. Let's reverse that. We're going to go for 5. And 4. And 3. Last 2. And last 1. Very nice, guys. Lie down on your sides. Just flip over to your sides. You're going to bend your knees. And we're going to move on to a side kick. You can have your hand behind your head and support your head. My spine is neutral, and I'm going to kick forwards twice. Forwards, forwards, back. Again, forwards, forwards, and back. Do that 10 times. Inhale, inhale, exhale. 4, 4, and back. In. Keep going. If this is too much for you, you can always bend the knee and just go flex, flex, and point back. Let's do 3 more. We're trying to mobilize the hip and connect our glutes. A couple more there. I'm trying to stay as stable as I can through my torso, lower back, and pelvis, and bring it back. Let's come up to kneeling and move on to the other side. So here we go. Here's your transition. Bend your knees, hand behind the head, your torso is in the center and neutral, and you're stretching your bottom leg. And you go forward, forwards, and back. And 2. And back. And 3. Very nice, guys. 2 more. 4. And back. 5. We're halfway there. 6. Breathe into the nose as you go forwards. Breathe out to the mouth as you go back. Last 3. And 2 more. Try not to move anything else but your leg. Inhale, inhale, and exhale. And last 1. Breathe in, breathe out. Have a seat on your side, tucking your feet under. We're going to move on to a mermaid or a side bend. So you're going to lift your torso and side bend as far as you can, and then slowly sit down. Once you're here, you're going to tuck your feet in and hold onto your legs and reach up to the ceiling and place a hand down. Let's do that 5 times. Go up and over. I'm trying to form like a rainbow shape with my body. Do you see that? My hips are really lifting. I'm going to sit down. If this is too uncomfortable for you, you can just do the first side bend, and you don't have to do this one. Again, breathe out to lift up and over, and down, and reach. So we're flowing. Again, up and over, and down, lift, and down. Swing your legs around. Let's do the other side. So it's a nice quick transition. Here we go. Tuck your feet under, side bend, reach, and down. Hold on to your legs, and reach up. You'll notice one side might be easier than the other, right? Lift those hips up that way and ribs to the ceiling and reach. Good, last 3 and we're done. Up and over for 3 and reach. Good, guys. 2 more for 2 and up and last 1. Fantastic. Get ready to go into a plank and finish onto a roll up. So come onto your front, hands and knees. Go into your plank. You're going to take a breath in. Long plank. Notice your shoulders are not sinking. You're going to walk your hands back towards your feet. Drop the top of the head. Keep your weight on your toes rather than on your heels. And 1 bone at a time, you're going to roll your spines up into upright. Fantastic. Repeat. Head nod. Flex your spines forward. Reach to your mat. Walk your hands away. Go into that plank. You can lower your hips a little bit and lift your chest without collapsing. And then drop the top of the head and flex your spines. And we're going to stay standing up. Take a deep breath in. My knees are not hyperextending. They're soft and my weight is forward. And I'm going to roll up by connecting my abdominals and rolling all the way up. Fantastic. And we're done. Thank you very much, and keep joining us on our next workouts on Core Kensington Online. Have a great day.